Hello and welcome to Product Mentor. I'm Angela DiCarlo and I'm here in Boca Raton, Florida. Mike is at our satellite office at one of our teammates in Utah. Where are you tuning in from? Post in the comments so we know where everyone is at. Also, any questions you have? Have you had a business idea in the last 6 months? Put it in there. We'd love to talk with you. All right, let's get started. Mike Corradini is the founder and CEO of ProductMentor. He graduated from the entrepreneurship school at USC. Go Trojans! And he's dedicated his life to the art of entrepreneurship. Let's welcome Mike today. Mike, come on board.
Hey, Angela, good to see you. How's everything going?
Amazing.
Good. Well, happy to be here, and thank you for the introduction. You know, a lot of times when people are jumping into entrepreneurship or they're already on their entrepreneurial journey, you're trying to always figure out what the next move is. What should I be doing? There's so many different things to focus on. And I know when I launched my first product, it absolutely bombed. And it was very depressing, to say the least. I felt like a complete failure. I looked inward and I thought that something was wrong with me. I mean, it was very dark, we'll just say. And all of that changed when I found a mentor. And quite literally, Angela, the mentor that I found after that product launch failed changed my life, because I went from not believing in myself, not believing that I was able to actually pull something like this off, to having somebody pull me by my ear essentially and walk me through the steps and show me how it all works. And what I found is that everybody's capable of learning. What I find, though, is that most people just don't know how to find an advisor to help with their business, whether it be to launch it or to grow it.
That's so true. So true. So what is the number one thing we should look for in a business advisor?
Yeah, so I know that's the title of our talk today, the number one thing, but I actually have two bonus things. The more that I was reflecting this week and really preparing to give some high value today, I came up with two extra. So we actually have three, not just one. I'm sure nobody's going to mind. But the very first thing that you should be focused on, laser focused when looking for an advisor, a business advisor, is a track record of helping others succeed. And it's really important to make the distinction, Angela, that there's people out there that are successful, and that's great, good for them. But then there's also a different group of people that are skilled at helping others become successful. And I think we miss this a lot. We just assume if somebody else has achieved success, that they know how to show us how to do the same. And one of the best analogies I can give is in sports. So in sports, you have these amazing coaches, and then you have the athletes or the players on the field. And very rarely, it happens, but rarely do you have somebody that can hit a grand slam that's also going to be a good coach on the side of the field. And so that's the way you want to look at this. If you can find somebody that's good on the field, but that can also transfer those skills off the field to basically clone themselves, then you're going to be that much closer to finding the right business advisor that can help you launch or grow your business. And the thing is, as you know, Angela, and I think you mentioned this in the intro briefly, but I've helped over 300 entrepreneurs either create, launch, or merchandise their products and apps. And so I'm sure there's other people out there with that experience as well. But again, whether it's ProductMentor or somebody else, you want to make sure that you're partnering up or working with somebody that's actually demonstrated that they've been able to help others become successful and not just themselves.
So true. So true. Having the experience and the knowledge that you can pass on to others is very valuable. All right. So you said you're throwing in two bonus advice points for what's the second thing we should look for in a business advisor?
So the second thing you need to look for when seeking out a business advisor is a proven framework. All right. It's one thing to just kind of shoot from the hip, and it's quite another thing to have a methodical system, if you will, where you can essentially plug your business, plug your existing product or app into and basically achieve the same results as other people that have used that same framework. And so you want to look at it as, why should I reinvent the wheel? Why should I go out there and go through all the trial and error and make all the mistakes and waste all the money if I can have a business advisor help me navigate around those sand pits and those alligators and all of those things that catch us as entrepreneurs? You're going to pay one way or the other, right? You can either pay through the time and the mistakes and all of those setbacks, or you can pay by having somebody just show you the right way to do it the first time. And again, my ego was such that I had to fail first. I had to actually go out there. We're not in my normal studio today, so you'll have to excuse me. I had to go out there and I had to scrape my knees. I had to fall on my face. I had to basically be completely defeated before I realized that, hey, maybe I don't have a framework. Maybe I am just kind of making this up as I go. And although I'm doing my best, right, once I found that mentor, once I had somebody to show me what already worked, it made all the difference in the world.
So true. And having watched the testimonial videos from your clients and having talked to the people who've taken your program, I can see one of the big things that they're super grateful for is not only are you teaching from experience, but you provide a framework with step-by-step methodology that they literally just have to plug in their product or software or app. And they've been super grateful for it. So I'm excited to see not only you're talking about it, but we have proof that people are actually getting those results using the Product Mentor system. So I know we said 3 things. So what's the third thing we should look for in a business advisor?
So the third thing is actually the most important thing that you should look for. And what that is, Angela, is a vested interest in your success. And so if you think about it, if you had somebody make your website, for example, or if you had somebody create your logo, or really any business service that you could go out there and procure, those are what we call service providers. And there's nothing wrong with service providers. I use them every day, and so do you. But again, the distinction we're trying to make here today, folks, is what you should look for in a business advisor to maximize your chances for success and to maximize your results. And so when you find somebody that has a vested interest in your success, they're going to care a lot more. There's going to be a much more intimate relationship that occurs because your success is their success. You're basically high-fiving together. And again, if you don't have this element and you just have somebody that you're paying to do something for you to help you, again, it's not that that can't work. It absolutely can. But what I'm trying to share today is best practices. And in my experience, when I found my mentor that picked me up off the ground and dusted me off and told me, Mike, it wasn't you, it was the system. It was the lack of know-how is what you were missing. You're more than capable. And I want everybody to know that's watching this today, you're capable too. You just need to have somebody in your corner that's already achieved what it is that you want to achieve. And really, that is the secret to success. If there's anything that you ever want to do in this world in your lifetime, all you have to do is find the top people that are getting the results that you want and do whatever it takes to get their attention, to work with them, to have a vested interest with them so that you can do what already works. And I know this sounds so simple conceptually, but for whatever reason, most people don't do this. Most people would rather go through that trial and error. And I think it's because of ego. We all have this ego, and unfortunately, it can hold us back and it can hurt us. And so if you're listening to this today and you want to avoid the skin knees, if you want to avoid all the wasted money and all the self-doubt and everything else that comes with trying to do it your way, you should seriously consider looking for a business advisor like Product Mentor. Doesn't have to be us. We're one option. But again, you need to make sure you have somebody with a vested interest, because that's the type of business partner that's going to go the extra mile, that's going to really care, and that's going to really set you up for the best chance.
So true. That is amazing and very true. And, you know, Product Mentor is a good choice. It may not be the right fit for everyone. It's really about finding an advisor that you mesh with, that understands where you're coming from and where you're going. I know I personally have turned down clients that there wasn't a fit and we didn't click. And you got to at least have a little bit of clicking, and that they understand you, and the vested interest is super important, because if they're not invested, then they're just not going to give their 100%. So those are all great points. Do you have any other thoughts, Mike, that you wanted to share?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if I could disclose a little bit about our business relationship, Angela. I mean, you have a vested interest in ProductMentor's success. And the details don't matter as much as the fact that that exists with us. And so you want ProductMentor to succeed, and it's just a whole different level versus if we would have worked together as a service provider level. And so again, I drink my own Kool-Aid, right? And so does Angela. Angela has a vested interest with ProductMentor, and again, it works. You know, Angela's incredible if you haven't already figured that out. And I haven't even told everybody half of the things that you do, Angela, because that's not the context today. But again, I do what I preach. I find people that I can have a vested interest with, and you should too. And so I guess my only other final thought is, you know, don't reinvent the wheel, reinvent yourself. And what I mean by reinventing yourself is do what already works. Be willing to let go of the ego and the limiting beliefs, and really realize that it has more to do with you getting out of your own way to find success than almost anything else. And if you can align yourself with someone that's already won the game before, again, you're going to have the very best chance of hitting it out of the park, or whatever you define success as, if you find somebody that's already won the game before. So again, don't go out there and try to figure it out on your own. Make it easy on yourself, and find the right business advisor to help you. So
true, Mike. All that is so valuable. And I know we're cutting it short today, but we want everyone to get back to work. It's Friday, get your stuff done, and move forward. You know, the best thing we can do is to keep taking the little steps to get to the big steps, and find an advisor you trust.
Absolutely. And so I hope everybody receives some value today. I hope everybody sees that success isn't as hard as you might have made it in your mind. So again, I hope there's some things that resonated with you today. I hope everybody has a great Halloween. And it was great to see you as usual, Angela. So we'll do this again next Friday.
All right. See you next week.
Take care.